Hey guys, welcome back to Grace Junction Homestead. Garden tour! It's been a while, right? I know. We've been busy, we've been so busy. Too busy to make any videos, let alone a whole farm tour. So anyway, we're gonna start here in the garden and well, we're not actually gonna show you much of that and talk about it much, but if it doesn't rain before I get done with this video, then I'm gonna go back through the garden and do an actual garden tour video so that you can see everything that's in it and how everything's going, and we can talk about that. But I think if I added it in, this would be way too long, and I don't think your attention spans are much longer than mine, so yeah. Anyway, let me just kind of give you a little panorama how it's looking here. We still need to put in a bunch of trellises, and we've put in a few more since, but yeah, things are starting to grow. It is so funny because it's actually, it's time to start fall planting. I haven't hardly gotten any fruit from my spring garden. So I'm struggling right now to try to wrap my head around what I'm supposed to be doing next. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of stuff is still really small. But it's starting to get there. I'm actually going to be, in the next couple days, making a rabbit poo tea. So everything's gonna shoot up and take off. And well, I just love these. Just take a second just to show you. Those are really starting to fill in and take off. We've been going around and around. And they're just wanting to escape. Some of you saw, hopefully most of you saw, that we got a Nubian who turned out to have some sort of an abscess on her face. We are presently waiting on test results to find out if she is positive for CL or not. If so, then we are going to have to make the hard choice to do the right thing. We're very firm on our stand about eradicating disease and not passing on problems to others. And CL is just not something that we can overlook, no matter how much we really, really like a goat. Anyway, let's have a look at the goats. Now, we have sold quite a few, but we still have Ada and her little baby, who we haven't bothered to name. Isn't she cute? She's scratching on the fence. Usually she's hopping, skipping, and jumping around, but it is the middle of the afternoon, so generally it would be nap time around here. Probably if it was warmer, you'd see them all just sleeping. Her best friend is chicken. We have 2 or 3 chickens that literally just live in this pen with them. I don't know where the other ones are, and they just roost up on top of their house at night. And yeah, they keep the baby and the mama tick-free, which is really cool. Look how much Jenny and Eden have grown. They have gone from tiny puppies to big, big dogs. Hey, girls. Alright, so there's Naomi, who hopefully we will get to keep. She has amazing milk, and she is just the greatest goat. And I'm really sad at the prospect of having to lose her. Truly. And then we just still have, oh boy, are we down to just these 2 does besides Ada? I think we are. So Hannah and Mary. Mary's baby has gone. I think all the babies have gone except for this new one and Andrew. Nothing has changed with the chicken coop except that they've gone from sometimes sleeping in it to like never sleeping in it. We did, however, get them to lay in this dog crate. So we get some of our eggs now, which is really nice, because for a while we weren't getting any. Grace picked up, in fact, he did this just a few days ago. This, do you see what this is? This is so much potential. We're gonna snag, I think, a few boards out of here, some really good boards for shelving in the cabin. Otherwise, this is going to become raised beds. The garden is going to grow. It's going to grow a lot. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, then rabbits. Our poor rabbits, I'm sad to say, are still living out here. You know, I think they're in close enough proximity to the dogs over there that they're keeping bobcats and anything that would want to eat them away. We did lose our black rabbit to the heat. I don't know why that one was more susceptible than others, but yeah. So we have all these that we got from the Grateful Sunnites. And then I honestly, was that their buck or was that their buck? I don't remember. Anyway, we have both white bucks. And boy, these bunnies are getting so big you can hardly even tell which one's the babies and which one's the mama. They're getting super big. Okay, so here we are at our next stop to show you that we have been, well, we busted out our Alaskan sawmill, and we've been planking some wood and making some boards. Not a whole lot yet. It turns out that this process is slow and exhausting and kind of really a pain in the rear end. So we haven't done a whole lot. This area though is finally getting a little bit cleared. And you know, after we get these trees out of here. So our camper used to be there. And then all this anyway is going to get cleared. It's all going to be garden space. I think right here, about right here is where I'm going to put my greenhouse. Because it is like really wide open right here. It gets tons and tons and tons of sun. I think it's going to be the best place ever. Alright, so look, da-da-da-da, we moved the camper. Our yard is, as always, a little bit of a mess. I think when you kind of live the way we do though, which is like, you know, 90% outside, you end up with kind of a mess. We got our outdoor kitchen going on here, and then, you know, we hang out and sit in chairs there. We are still hauling water because we don't have the barn yet. We have taken to more outdoor showers than we were before, just because, well, every time we want to use a shower in the camper, we have to fill the camper with water, and that is a pain. Nobody wants to do it. So, yeah. Let's see. Wood! Lots of wood! We have been picking it up over at a local mill, an Amish mill. And what we're doing is we're just getting their B-grade rough cut lumber that's really not good for a whole lot. A lot of people, I guess, cut it up and use it for firewood. But what we've done is picked out, and it's like, I don't know, probably from what we're keeping out of each bundle, and each bundle is like $100, there's probably about $400 to $600 worth of wood in each bundle. So we've been picking those up and just cutting them down so that they are usable sizes, you know. Alright, so kind of up by the road, you know, camper's there, it's there. He's got his wood chopping station. We are still trading firewood for water with our neighbor, but that situation is getting ready to change here pretty quick. We did find out that we are not eligible for county water because we're at such a high elevation. Obnoxious though, because down the road, just about 3-4 properties down the hill, they are able to get county water, but we're not. Wow. Sorry, I'm distractible. We got a lot of rain last night. Like a lot. That's probably 4 feet deep. And he just dug out that hole because it was so swampy the other day, and now, well, it's full of water again. We had like a ton of blackberries just growing crazy all over here. So we kind of cut 2 rows into those, and those are just like kind of wild, really thorny blackberries. Anyway, and then we continued those rows with ones that we got from our neighbor, and those were just like the little sucker plants that shoot up. But these things are thornless. So we're really excited about that. I think we have something like 35 plants. And I think all of them made it except for maybe one that we started here. So I'm really excited about that. We're obviously not going to have any fruit from them this year because it's too late, and a lot of them were just first year starts. So it's going to take them a time to start fruiting. And then we didn't have a whole lot on these. We need to weed really bad. And then, I don't know, I might do some pruning. I need to do more homework on blackberries because I know a little bit about them, but not like a whole bunch. So, yeah, I need to figure out what to fertilize them with and to really get them going next year. Okay, so since then, we have put in our little mini orchard here. We have, let's see, I think 4 apple trees, and yeah, they look really, really sad. Honestly, they looked sad before we planted them. They were a little sad when we got them, and they got really sad while we were waiting to plant them. Oh no, something is eating this up. Oh, I didn't notice that before. Well, anyway, we have 2 peach trees next to the apple trees. Oh, and I will be getting a Granny Smith that's going to go in over there next spring. I just haven't gotten around to it this year because I figured with it being so hot, and it has been extremely hot. It's been about 101, or no, 105. And I think the hottest day was like 110 with heat indexes. So we got 4 apples, 2 peaches. I think we have 4 pears over here, and then I have 2 more pears to go over there. And then all this back here, you know, in rows next to the blackberries. And I think I want to get one more variety of blackberries. Like, I know Baker Creek sells them, and I can't think of what they're called, but they're like, have just huge, long berries. Our neighbors have them. We went and picked them, and they were just amazing. So I want to get at least 1 row of those going, and then I want to do like raspberries, grapes, blueberries, just, you know, berries all the way back into over there. And then we'll probably put in some more fruit trees over here. And we have 2 plum trees that are over here. They're going to go somewhere in the front yard. It's hard to decide where to put anything right now because we have vehicles just driving all over our yard. It's really kind of a construction site. Our trash, we threw it in our burn pile there. The bulk of what we've been doing the last, I don't know, especially last week, but up the last couple weeks is, okay, so there's a camper there, right? Right behind it is going to go back in here. It's going to be the barn, and that is going to be our next project that we're working on, our next big one. 1 for water catchment, 2 because the rabbits need to be in there, and you know, all the other animals and things that we're going to be doing. Also, we still have a storage up in Nebraska and 1 here. Alright, so I just want to show you one more thing before I get off of here. Look, we have a persimmon tree. It kind of got hit by a falling tree. We knew it was there, but gravity happens, guys. We're not perfect. We're painters, not lumberjacks. But yeah, it's got fruit on it. Oh, it won't let me zoom in. Anyway, it has fruit. And as we were looking for mushrooms throughout the property the other day, we found there were just a bunch. You know, they're growing all over the place in with, you know, our nut trees and everything else. So, and the really cool thing is this. It's in our front yard of where our cabin's gonna go. Isn't that awesome? I'll tell you what, moving here has been the greatest thing. If you feel a call to do something in your life, do it. Do it. If you know, pray about it and see, you know, is this what I'm meant to do? And if you really think that's what you're meant to do and you have any fears about it, just toss them and do it. Because it has been the biggest blessing of my entire life to have moved here. And things have not been perfect, you know. It's not been perfect. It's been rough, but I mean, it's just every day there's some blessing that comes from just, you know, doing what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to just get out of debt and move here and just take this huge leap, not knowing where it was going to go or where we were going to land. And we've just been humongously blessed. So I can't urge you enough that if you feel called, go. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me and checking out the property, and hopefully I'll be doing this again another month. Keep an eye out for the garden video. There's been some stuff going on there. Some blessings and some dramas. It's all a learning experience, right? Anyway, have a blessed day.